All right, so get this. What if I told you the way we search the internet, like the whole Google thing, might be in for like a major shakeup? That's what we're diving into today. Meta's latest moves. In the world of AI and search engines,
It's pretty wild, right? We've got this article from Social Media Today, just came out on October 28th, 2024. It's titled, Meta's Developing Its Own Search Engine to Power Its AI Chatbot. And it really gets to the heart of how Meta is trying to level up in the AI game.
okay, so rewind for a sec. Back in September 2023, Meta launched their AI chatbot, you remember? The one that was supposed to answer all our questions.
Right, and initially, it was pulling real-time info from Bing, even showing you the Bing search query in the response. Then in April 2024, they added Google to the mix for even more web coverage, again with source links.
Yeah.
Basically, they were piggybacking on the big guys.
So what's changed? Why build their own thing now?
Well, the information is reporting that Meta's actually developing their own web crawler. Those programs that constantly scan the web, gathering info from websites. This is a massive undertaking. It seems they're aiming to ditch their reliance on Google and Bing altogether.
Hold on, back up. Why is building a web crawler such a big deal?
Think of it this way. To train a powerful AI, you need a truly colossal amount of data. That's what these AI language models thrive on. And where do you get that data? The vast, messy, ever-changing internet. But to make sense of it all, you need a really sophisticated system, like a web crawler, to collect and organize that information.
So it's not just about finding stuff, it's about making sense of it so the AI can actually learn.
Exactly. And that's why Meta initially partnered with Bing and Google. They needed that infrastructure. But building their own crawler, that's a power move, showing they're serious about competing in the AI space.
But haven't they been collecting data all along? For their other AI projects? I thought they already had web crawlers for that.
That's the interesting part. They do. But we've noticed a recent uptick in their activity. It's almost as if they've been quietly ramping up data collection, maybe even specifically for this new search engine.
Okay, so this isn't some random idea they had last week. They've been laying the groundwork for a while now.
It seems that way. And this brings us to a really crucial question. Why is Meta so determined to be in control of their own data destiny, especially when it comes to AI?
Is it just about the chatbot? Or is there something bigger going on here?
That's where it gets really fascinating. Because think about it, this new search tech could be a game changer for Meta's entire ecosystem, not just the chatbot.
You mean beyond just answering our questions?
Exactly. Think about their other apps, like Threads. Imagine being able to search for real-time info within Threads, getting up-to-the-minute updates on a developing news story, or a hot topic. That's the kind of power this technology could unlock.
Whoa. That would be incredible. I can see how that would be a huge draw for users. But couldn't they achieve that with their existing partnerships? Why go through the trouble of building it themselves?
Well, think about the competitive landscape. You've got Meta, Microsoft, and Google all vying for AI supremacy. If Meta relies on its competitors for something as crucial as search, it puts them at a disadvantage. They're essentially at the mercy of companies who, let's face it, have their own agendas.
So, by controlling the search tech, Meta controls their own fate in the AI world. It's like they're saying, we're not playing by your rules anymore.
Exactly. And there's another layer to this. Building a robust search engine isn't just about finding stuff. It's about understanding the intent behind the search. It's about providing the most relevant and useful information possible. And to do that well, you need massive amounts of data.
Yeah.
And more importantly, the ability to analyze and learn from that data. And that's where things get really interesting. By having their own search engine, Meta can tailor the results to their specific needs, to the way people interact with their platforms, and to the kind of data they're prioritizing for their AI development.
Okay. I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. It's not just about search. It's about control over the entire AI ecosystem.
Precisely. And this brings us to another fascinating point. What happens to those partnerships with Bing and Google if Meta launches its own public search engine?
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier. Would those companies really keep feeding data to a competitor?
It's a tough call. On one hand,
Hmm.
they benefit from the data Meta provides through those partnerships, but on the other, do they want to help a rival become even stronger? It's a delicate balancing act.
So it's a gamble for Meta. They're risking those relationships for the chance to be completely independent.
Exactly. It's a high-stakes game of chess, and we're watching it play out in real time. But there's another wrinkle to this whole situation.
Oh, do tell.
Well, all of this data that Meta's collecting, it's not just for their chatbot. And it's not just for search. It's for building a whole suite of powerful AI tools. Tools that could change the way we interact with the internet, with information, with each other.
Okay. Now you've got me really intrigued. What kind of tools are we talking about?
Think about it. Imagine personalized news feeds that filter out the noise and deliver only the most relevant stories to your interests. Or imagine virtual assistants that can not only answer your questions, but anticipate your needs.
Like a super smart Siri or Alexa.
Exactly, but even more advanced. AI that can learn your preferences, understand your habits, and provide you with truly personalized experiences. And that's just scratching the surface.
This is starting to sound like science fiction.
It might sound futuristic, but it's closer than you think. And the key to unlocking all of this potential is data, vast amounts of data. And that's what Meta is strategically positioning themselves to acquire.
So, they're playing the long game. They're not just building a search engine, they're building a data empire. But what does this all mean for us, the everyday users?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If Meta succeeds in building a robust search engine and leverages that data to create these advanced AI tools, it could fundamentally change the way we live, work, and interact with the world.
It's almost overwhelming to think about. On one hand, it's exciting to imagine all the possibilities. But on the other hand, it's a little bit scary, isn't it?
It's understandable to feel both excitement and apprehension with any new technology, especially something as powerful as AI. There are always potential risks and benefits, and it's important to have these conversations, to explore both sides of the coin.
Absolutely. So, let's break it down a bit. What are some of the potential benefits we might see as users if Meta's plan comes to fruition?
Well, for starters, think about the potential for more personalized and relevant search results. Instead of sifting through pages of irrelevant links, imagine getting exactly what you're looking for, tailored to your specific needs and interests.
That would certainly save a lot of time and frustration. What else?
Think about the potential for real-time information and insights. Imagine getting up-to-the-minute updates on breaking news, stock prices, or even traffic conditions, all delivered seamlessly through your Meta apps.
That would be incredible, especially for someone like me who's always on the go.
Exactly. And let's not forget the potential for more advanced and personalized AI assistants. Imagine having a virtual assistant that not only knows your schedule and preferences, but can also anticipate your needs and offer helpful suggestions.
It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It might sound futuristic, but it's becoming more and more realistic with each passing day. And that's thanks in large part to the advancements in AI and the vast amounts of data being collected and analyzed.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential benefits, but let's be real. There are always concerns with new technology, especially something as powerful as AI. What are some of the things we should be thinking about as users?
That's a crucial point. And it's important to approach these advancements with a healthy dose of skepticism and critical thinking. One of the biggest concerns is data privacy. If Meta is collecting even more data through its own search engine and AI tools, we need to be asking tough questions about how that data is being used, who has access to it, and what measures are being taken to protect our privacy.
It's a huge concern, especially in today's world where data breaches and privacy violations seem to be happening all the time.
Exactly. And it's not just about protecting our personal information. It's also about ensuring that these AI systems are being developed and deployed responsibly in a way that benefits society as a whole.
So we need to be thinking about the ethical implications of these advancements as well.
Absolutely. We need to be asking questions about potential biases in these systems, about the potential for job displacement, and about the overall impact on our social fabric.
This is getting pretty deep, and it sounds like there are no easy answers.
You're right, these are complex issues with no simple solutions. But that's why it's so important to have these conversations, to explore all sides of the story, and to engage in thoughtful debate.
It's a lot to process, but I think the takeaway here is that Meta's AI ambitions are huge, and we need to pay attention because it could have a major impact on our digital lives, and maybe even our lives in general.
It really is. And it's not just about Meta either. We're seeing this massive push towards AI. Across the tech industry, everyone's trying to figure out how to leverage this technology, how to gather the data, how to build the tools that will shape the future.
It's like a whole new frontier, and Meta's right there on the front lines, staking their claim.
Exactly. And that's why this story about their search engine is so significant. It's a clear signal of their intent. They're not just dipping their toes in the water, they're diving in head first.
So to wrap things up, let's bring it back to our listener. What's the one key takeaway you want them to walk away with today?
I think the biggest takeaway is this. The landscape of the internet, the way we search for information, the way we interact with technology, it's all on the verge of a massive transformation. And AI is at the heart of that shift.
And Meta's playing a big role in that transformation, whether we realize it or not.
Absolutely. Their moves, like this push for their own search engine,
Mhm.
are going to have ripple effects
Mhm.
throughout the entire tech world.
Mm.
And ultimately, it's going to impact all of us as
Yeah.
users.
So we need to stay informed. We need to ask questions. And we need to be prepared for what's coming.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right, deep divers, that's our deep dive into Meta's AI ambitions and what it all means. We covered a lot of ground today, from the technical details of web crawlers to the potential impact on our digital lives.
It's a fascinating topic,
Yeah.
and it's one that we'll continue to explore. As things develop,
Now, before we go, I've got one final thought to leave you with. If Meta does launch their own public search engine, something that rivals the Googles and Bings of the world, will you make the switch? Will you be Meta-ing instead of Googling? It's something to think about. And we'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.